Gaps often act as support and resistance, and if price is unwilling to enter a gap or it rejects a gap, these offer the best points of high time frame points of interest that you can find as a trader. The highest odd trades, the biggest trades, they are the best draw in terms of price moving towards a certain area are gaps. And in this video, I'm going to break down regular trading hour gaps, new week opening gaps, volume imbalances, and more. You definitely want to stick around because this video is going to teach you how to utilize gaps in your trading to fast track your trading and become a better trader right now. So gaps are a void in buying and selling activity. There's different types of gaps. There is a whole range of gaps, which we'll go through every one separately, and I'll show you examples of them. But the main thing we need to understand is that price needs to be redelivered through these areas to reoffer both buyers and sellers and give them a chance to engage in transactions. We're going to start with the different types of gaps here. We have RTH gaps, which stands for regular trading hours. This is the gap between New York session close and then New York session open the next morning. And then here's an example of an RTH gap. You can see here that at 9:30 a.m. it opened up and then that was the close. So it closed here, then opened up there the next morning, creates a gap which price tends to gravitate to. Now, regular trading hour gaps, if you have a daily chart and you're looking at a daily chart and there's a volume imbalance, that is also a regular trading hour gap. The second type of gap is a new week opening gap. And that stands for the meaning difference between the closing price on a Friday and then the opening price the next Sunday. So price closes for the week on Friday, futures opens back up Sunday night. I would say that these gaps are the strongest draw because they tend to act as a magnet even more than most gaps, especially if there is still a new week opening gap between regular trading hours and extended trading hours, which we'll get into both of those. And then here's an example of a new week opening gap. You can see that price on Friday closed there and then it opened up Sunday and it created a gap. And then you can even see once I move this over here, that price did in fact fill that gap and then rejected it very, very cleanly. And then the next type of gap is the new day opening gap, which just represents price between the close of the New York session and then the open of the Asia session. So that hour gap between each day. So you can see here that price had closed New York session on Thursday and then open up there on Thursday night, creating a gap, and you can see how prices later gravitates back to these levels. So when I think about gaps, one of the reasons I think they're so impactful is that, let's say there is a gap above price, right? And institutions, just like I know that prices will gravitate back to these areas. If they wanted to put a short position on, they're not going to do it until prices fill that gap because they know price will go higher. And the same thing happens for if there's a gap up and we're above that, price isn't likely to gravitate down and fill that gap. So institutions will refrain from putting on a buy position. So I think connecting how CME operates and its control of the price action with gaps is very important to make that connection. CME plays a pivotal role in maintaining fairness and balance in futures markets. It is the only entity with access to unlimited contracts to influence price. The control allows the CME to regulate price movement, particularly where inefficiencies and gaps are created. By doing so, the CME ensures all market participants, retail and institution, have a fair opportunity to engage. And that's why gaps are important, because no one had an opportunity to participate in a certain price level. It raises the odds of price returning to those areas to reoffer participation. So gaps are very significant. Gaps influence my trading decisions. I am on the lookout for these gaps as they serve and gravitate forces that draw prices towards them, given that they need to be filled. Let's head into the charts and find some regular trading hour gaps and look at how they act as support and resistance. Okay, so here we are on NASDAQ on the 1 hour time frame. So you may be like, well, I don't see any regular trading hour gaps. What are you talking about? Okay, well, you need to adjust your chart. So to do that, we're going to head to the corner down there, right down there. Let's check it out. So right here at the very bottom corner, you can see there's a button that says ETH. ETH stands for electronic trading hours. To find the regular trading hour gaps, we need to click that button, and then a menu will pop up, and you can see it says regular trading hours. You click that, and then it's like, oh, whoa, what happened? The chart's totally different. Now we're looking at the regular trading hours and the gaps in between price action overnight. So this excludes the overnight session. And why is this important for indices like NASDAQ, ES, and YM? Well, those indices are based off of stocks. They're baskets of stocks. Stocks trade on regular trading hours. So gaps are very important for indices. So now you're like, whoa, well, there's a bunch of gaps. If you go down to a lower time frame, you'll be able to actually see how significant these gaps are. So right here, price had a really big gap down. Like it on Monday, it closed at this price point. Tuesday, the next day, it opened up way down there. So that is a really significant gap because of how big it is. That is almost 1,000-point gap right there. And what you'll see here is price spent the next 2 weeks working its way back up and acting as a beautiful resistance point for this here. And you can see right there, price eventually fills the gap and acts as a point of reference. So I think the best way, in the way that I use regular trading hour gaps, and I'll show you right here. Let's drop down a little bit more to maybe like a 1 minute time frame. So I like trading the New York opening a lot. So this is today's price action, Wednesday, July 15th. And I'm going to put it in replay so I can show you what I saw this morning when we were trading. I saw that we had gapped up in price action. So once we started heading down to fill this gap in here, so we originally open up and we kind of push up there for a moment. And then once price starts continuously pushing down into this gap here, you can go short like I did, and then look for this gap to be completely filled, offering a really big trade, which is I made about $5,000 trading that gap this morning. And then you could exit there, which I did, or you could look for, once price gets below the gap, it can also act as resistance. But once inside a gap and it starts really filling it, the odds of it continuing to fill it all the way become higher and higher as the closer it gets to a complete gap fill. Okay, now, new week opening gaps. Let's go into the chart and check these out. These are probably the most important, in my opinion, out of all the different types of gaps. Okay, so now I have went back to electronic trading hours. The way I like to think about gaps is as a magnet for price. So a new week opening gap would be a gap that is both a gap in the regular trading hours and the electronic trading hours. So you have like this double power. And then once price enters a gap, there's a strong likelihood that it will eventually fill it all the way. These gaps can sometimes span hundreds of points, presenting excellent trading opportunities. I actually caught one on stream today. We'll go through that exact trade here in a second. So right here, we had opened up with a new week opening gap here. So price had closed here on Friday. And then Sunday night at 6 p.m., we opened up with this gap here. Now, because it is both an electronics trading hour and a regular trading hour gap, which I'll show you, it kind of gets like two magnet power, a power of two. So I'm going to go ahead and play it forward here, and you're going to see how price gravitates back towards this area throughout the week. And then right there, it actually fills that gap in. So it dropped down, and then these magnets kind of pull price back up to it. And then this is the kind of opportunity that is presented to itself. We're going to go ahead and drop down and show you what happened here. So here's the gap on lower time frames. That actually that night it attempted to fill it all the way, but it wasn't quite able to. So we'll go ahead and put a line, resistance line. And then you can see here overnight and about 1 a.m. it actually fills it in all the way. And then once we have filled it and push away from it, like it did here, fills it completely to the tick, pushes away from it, and then the structure kind of breaks. You can be pretty certain that this is a very good point of resistance and would offer a great trade here with my SIR trading strategy here. Boom, right there, offered a great entry point. You have the strong low break, and then you can put your stop way up there and then look for a really big trade here. Go short here, stop up there. Target, you could target another gap below, or you look for like another area of price that needs to be redelivered. Let's see how it played out. There it is. Boom. So really big money is on the table when it comes to gaps. Gaps are extremely powerful points of interest. So that would be the new week opening gap. All right, and then we have new day opening gaps, which are the difference between the New York session opening price or closing price and the Asia opening price. Okay, so right here we have a pretty good example of one offering support. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can look at this a little bit more. Okay, so here it is. So price had closed here and opened up there and created a gap in the price. And then you can see it fills it right here, fills in that gap, offering a great opportunity to go long once the gap is filled. Let's see how it plays out here. Amazing, right? Just beautiful. You can use gaps as like a line in the sand. It's one of my favorite ways to use them. So if price has filled the gap, holds the gap, it offers great support. On the flip side of that, if the gap is filled and rejects it, it can offer a great short. And then in that same thing, if price then goes back above it, holds it, it can offer a great point of to go long as well. Let's go to the S&P 500 ES and look at the gap fill trade that I took today. So right here you had a gap that we were below. Put a line on the gap there, and then when price rejected it here and gave me that SIR setup. If you want to learn more about the SIR, I'll put the in the right hand corner, I'll put the end of this video so you guys can check it out. So we had the strong low break. Then once price had entered into the 70-80% retracement, it offered me the short opportunity, put my stop up there, and then go ahead and target at least 2R. And then boom, filled it right there. So this is exactly what I did on stream, which I stream live every single day, trading with prop firms. The link to my Discord is in the description, and so is my website, where I guarantee payouts with the best prop firms in the game. Use my coupon code and get guaranteed. All right, I hope this video helps you guys. If you want to learn more about how I trade, hit up my Discord, and I'll see you guys in the charts.